why the term the Department of Government Efficiency. Why does that term bother me? Other than the fact that there is no such thing. There is no Department of Government Efficiency. It's a made-up piece of crap for an advisory committee. But the name bothered me. And then people started referring to it as Doge. And it bothered me even more. And then it occurred to me, why does the term Doge bother me? Because that's what Elon Musk wants to be. He wants to be the Doge. As in the Doge of Venice. But I think he wants to be the Doge of America. The picture below is when I had my aha moment of what was really bothering me about this. The Doge of Venice was the ruler of the country, but he was also the guy who was the leader of the oligarchs. The oligarchs that ruled the Republic of Venice. And that's, I think, is what Elon Musk sees himself as. He's the head oligarch of the United States. He is the Doge of America. He wants to be a feudal lord with all of us being the peasants groveling at his feet. And I hate to tell Elon this, but Doge, we didn't throw out a king to replace him.
Nope. Yeah, Elon.
That was my guess.
So what he got? He got the Doge. Mm-hmm. What's the Doge? The Doge, this ain't the first time a Doge existed. The Doge was a position in a oligarch society in ancient Venice. It lasted for 1,100 years. Napoleon Bonaparte is the reason that it failed. But the governing class at that time, the elites, would position somebody as the Doge for that society to do things that they normally couldn't do, right? So now he looked at their blueprint all them thousands of years ago and said, well, I'm going to become the Doge in today's time, right? I need to do things that politicians can't do. Donald Trump is the president, I'm going to be the Doge. They created it as an acronym, Department of Government Efficiency, right? But Doges had lasted for hundreds of years, right? At a certain point in time, they just became symbolic power, right? This person that we use to kind of scapegoat that's doing things. And behind the scenes, you got this shadow government that's running these plays. But right now, he's the Doge of America.
But essentially, so the USA AID.
Well, all of that shit is that's just smoke and mirrors, right? You want to go after the real players. They are running the first 100-day play of the, what's the thing that all the Democrats was mad? The Project 2025. Their playbook is out there, right? They tell you everything that they go do. They just push the bill to protect Christians, right, from Christian bias, right? Like they running every play that they said, Christian nationalism. So when you look at that, Elon Musk is unchecked power, right? The politicians don't know how to deal with him because they have created them a Doge. They said, we're going to give this man power to rule and do things, cut the government. They're trying to stop him from getting the treasury books because he's not even doing it himself. He got algorithms and machines that's going in there and cutting things. And he's saying this out loud, right? And his plan is very obvious. But instead of the people looking at Elon Musk and saying, man, he's an elite that's controlling things, Elon Musk get out there and points at other elites so you don't look at him. So now he's smart enough to play the game, but he's about transhumanism. He ain't about no Christianity. So you get people like Candace Owens that be like, man, I don't think this dude is with us. I think he's playing the game. He want to put brain chips in everybody. He controls satellites, right, and algorithms, right? And he controls this picture of the world. And he goes on there and he sparks nationalism, telling them, make Europe great again, right? And then he got all his buddies gaslighting the South Africans out there and trying to make them feel like they doing something corrupt because they trying to get their land back. He uniting all these white people, right, under this guise to say, nigga, we not, and he's been telling people we not having enough babies. We about to be minorities. That's what he's been pushing, right? He's not talking about the whole world. Africa having a lot of babies. The Asians having a lot of babies. He's saying white people are not having enough babies, right? So that puts a fear of annihilation. That means that we're in an emergency time. How do we get more power, right? We need more power. And if we're going to be a minority in this time, then it's not going to be based on our numbers. So let's have robots. Let's replace the brain power with AI power. We don't need niggas no more. We don't need people no more, right? At first, it's going to feel like a convenience. You go consent to it. You're like, it's making my life better. And then you're going to realize it's just controlling your life.
Breaking news. Elon Musk has just announced that Doge will investigate federal employees with high net worth despite their low salaries. The Oval Office revelation has sent shockwaves through Washington, leaving many corrupt officials sweating. Musk stated, "There are quite a few people who have a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars. This new Doge-led probe will dig deep into government corruption, exposing federal workers whose personal wealth far exceeds their legitimate earnings. With growing concerns over government inefficiency and misuse of taxpayer funds, this investigation could uncover some of the biggest corruption scandals in modern history. The initiative aims to ensure transparency, accountability, and an end to financial misconduct within the federal system. Supporters of Musk's move see this as a bold step toward draining the swamp and eliminating financial fraud in government. Critics, however, claim this could turn into a political witch hunt. One thing is certain, many corrupt feds are sweating right now. What do you think? Will this investigation bring long overdue accountability?
We very much appreciate your responding so quickly. We are here today. We're here today to shine a light on a crime that is unfolding before our eyes and support our tremendous U.S. civil servants and USAID. President Trump directed his corrupt billionaire friend, Elon Musk, to ransack a critical agency of the U.S. government. Musk and his band of unelected acolytes at Doge have locked out USAID employees from their offices, improperly accessed highly classified information, purged the agency of its nonpartisan leadership, and thrown the agency into chaos through a concerted campaign of harassment and intimidation of its employees. This is on top of Trump's freeze of crucial foreign assistance programs. These actions severely harm our national security. They put thousands of children around the world at immediate risk of starvation, disease, and death, and sideline some of our finest civil servants who work tirelessly every day to make the world a better place. This is a case of the very worst among us attacking the very best of us.
You know, there's this guy, Curtis Yarvin, who's written about some of these things.
Knowing chuckle from the podcast. Oh yeah, Curtis Yarvin. This guy, Curtis Yarvin, that's who J.D. Vance cites as the guy who's been doing the big thinking about this stuff. You tell me if that explains what we are living through right now, today, in the news, because here is Curtis Yarvin.
Why has no one ever suggested, let's just get rid of this thing? You have a government in Washington. You're either for it or against it. But what is a government? A government is just a corporation which owns the country. Nothing more, nothing less. It so happens that our sovereign corporation is very poorly managed. And there's a very simple way to replace that, which is what we do to all corporations that have failed. We simply delete them. We haven't been able to do that with our government for 200 years. So it's gotten a little bit stale. The other thing about getting rid of your government is you can't just say, well, the limits of the government are the limits of the formal government. You have to say, well, what is the system actually? And it includes a lot of things that are called NGOs, things that are called universities, things that are funded by the state. It's a very, very large system, and it all needs to be destroyed.
NGOs, universities, things that are funded by the state. It's a large system, and it all needs to be destroyed. Because we need to, in his words, delete the government, delete the whole system, including nonprofits, including universities, including everything the government funds. We need to destroy all of it. And why would you do that? What would you want to replace it with?